What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hope Shot. Oh man, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Yo, I did something spontaneous that I'm like out of my comfort zone this weekend, and man, it was such a great time. It was my anniversary this past Friday to my wife, which is we just celebrated 4 years, in our marriage, and we were gonna go to St. Pete and go tour some art museums, and man, we went to Nashville instead because our friends propositioned us with free flight tickets. So it's been epic for me. I don't know about y'all. If you guys got any epic stuff you did this weekend, let me know. If you guys just jumping on, say what's up. Let us know you're here. I'm going to read the Hope Shot clarity statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spurting inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common: recovery is a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. And thank you for being a part of our family. And what that means is like everybody's welcome here, no matter which pathway you're on. We just want to see you thrive. Let's see. Say what's up to some people. Like I said, if you guys just jumping on, say what's up. Let us know you're here. Oh, we got Kelly. What's up from Maryland? I think that is. Yes. And we got Rudolph. Rudolph was the dude I went to Nashville with. Man, it was such a pretty city. I'll tell you right now, that's a party city. They have bars on bars on bars. But, we went there and we seen some art. We seen some, live shows, people singing. We went to the Country Music Hall of Fame. It was really cool. So I'm grateful. We got Ryan. What's up, Ryan? Alberta, Canada. We got Kelly. Good to see you. And we got Rudolph's mom. Good to see you. We got Lynn. Thank you so much. Good to see you. We got Ryan that says, I'd love to do an interview with you. Well, I got a link, man. I'll message me, and we can get you on. We got Mike Kenny. Yeah, thumbs up. Wait. Let me see when we get this going. Let's get some laser beams up in here real quick. And let's see. We got Rudolph says, best sober adventure you could do in a Smashville. They call it Smashville in Nashville. I think it's maybe the hockey. I don't know what it was. Hey, here from Townsend, Tennessee. Love you guys. Love you too. Thanks for being here. Mike Kenny, football's all, so here I am. Football's over, so here I am. Thank you, Mike. I'm so glad to see you finally in the comments. What it's been like a year? I don't know. We got Amber from London, Ohio, and we got Donna. Good to see you. All right. So tonight, man, we got a special guest. We got Matt Keegan sharing his story, his journey. If you guys don't know him, he is a recovery artist, and I think he's from Ohio, but I'm not sure. I think I'm somewhere close to that. I'll let him say where he's from. But man, I'm super excited to hear his story. I love his music, and I love what he's doing out there. So please welcome Matt Keegan.
Thank you so much for having me.
What's up, man? How are you?
Oh, we're doing wonderful this evening, man. Just finally getting over a cold I've had for like a week and a half, man. I'm just not feeling better.
Yo, that cold is like that 1-2 punch. I got telling you, this month everybody's been sick throughout Christmas.
Yeah.
This month it's been crazy.
Yeah. Worst thing I've ever had too. I literally felt like I was going through benzo withdrawals, man. It was wild. I've never experienced anything like that. I didn't test positive for COVID or nothing, but it's nasty.
Yeah, dude, listen, I even told my friend, I was like, man, you ever experienced cotton fever? That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. You know what I mean?
Nice. Yeah.
Hey, did I get the Ohio right?
You got the Ohio right. Absolutely. I'm from a small, obscure town that I'm going to one day put on the map. It's called Bellevue, Ohio, man. I love this town. I love it here. I ran from this town for a long time too. I hated this town growing up, man, but I'm happy to be home, man. It's a good place to be.
Yeah, it's amazing what how life changes in perspectives once we embrace the small town and all the feels, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So guys, I'm gonna do. Should we do the video now?
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, listen. I'm gonna give you a little taste of his music. Let me share my screen. A little taste of his music because it's worth the preview before we get right into his story, so you have all the feels that I do. You know what I mean? So let me get this real quick. Let me get this. Let me start over. And we're going to go right here. If you guys, this is a YouTube page. You guys can follow him on YouTube.
Okay, let's go. I was a dope fiend, I was a drug addict. I did some time in prison, I had a bad habit. I watched my brother die, it did a lot of damage. They said I'd never make it, but I stuck just like a bandage. Every part of my story is part of who I am. When you're trusting in God, you know it's all a plan. I've been making some moves, but I don't need a hand. I'm coming straight from the bottom, or they be popping Zans. Laced with the fentanyl, sent here to kill them all. You can't even buy any weed without that shit involved. I was at the bottom in the trenches with the dogs, and somehow I made it out without a single scratch at all. And even after all of that, and even though I made it back, I still got a problem with emotion and the way I act. When you're working on yourself, you're never truly done. All it takes is a slip, and you back to square one.
Oh,
Man, man. We just can I just gotta touch how crazy that is that this is happening, bro. You know, like y'all don't understand, man. Like I never thought this would happen. Like I'm on a podcast, you know, talking to, and I'm shook. I'm shook, man. I'm filled with gratitude right now, bro.
well, man, you know what? You're out there. It's you're an advocate, man. You know, you're exactly like that song. That song has some weight to it. You know what I mean? Because literally, they are putting in everything. You know, and we need to put it out there more, and to get it out there through music, through conversations. We need to have more conversations about this because we need to advocate. It's a war, man. It's a war out there, and they're putting it, and it's just getting crazier. You know,
Absolutely, agreed, totally.
so
And go
yeah,
ahead.
let's go right into it, man, and share
Yeah,
your story, dude.
yeah,
So
yeah.
where did this all begin? This recovery journey, the music, all of it. Where did it all start, man?
I would have to say, I mean, right off rip as a kid, you know, I was born into chaos. I was born into my first memories of domestic violence. You know, my mother was a true alcoholic. She suffered with like true alcoholism, and you know, she's just one of those ones. Once she starts, she can't stop, and you know, stuff gets wild. So, I just pretty much that was just the normal for me, man, bouncing back and forth between mom's house, dad's house. I never stayed at the same school for longer than a year. And I remember, like, really as a young kid, I had anxiety right off rip. And, you know, so I acted out because all this crazy stuff going on at home. And the school and the doctors at the therapist and my doctor all pressured my mom to put me on ADHD medication. So, like, right off rip as a kid, I'm told that I have to take this pill to be normal. I'm not normal. There's something wrong with me, and I have to consume this. And it made me feel weird. It would heighten my anxiety. I wouldn't be able to eat on it. I couldn't sleep. You know, I wasn't getting good sleep. And never did these doctors ask me like what my diet was like. You know, what kind of sleep I was getting, what was going on at home. They literally just said, "Oh, he's acting out. He's a bad kid. He needs to be put on pills." And they put me on Adderall, which is amphetamine salts, bro. So it would make me wild out even more, you know. And I just remember this thick knot of anxiety in my stomach all through school. Plus, I never got to stay for longer than a year, so every time I got comfortable, I got yanked out and had to go somewhere else, you know. So bounced around a lot. I'd be one kid with my mom. I'd be one kid with my dad. My dad came from like a three-generation farming family, and that was supposed to be something I was to inherit and help take over. But I wasn't interested in anything like that. You know, I was just a scared little kid. So my dad worked a lot, be kind of upper middle class, and my dad go back to being on welfare with my mom. So I learned how to move in between these, you know, these different skins that I could put on, you know, and that's a big part of who I became when I got older. You know, I never really had a solid growing up. I didn't know who I was, you know. So swore I'd never do drugs too. I was one of those kids. I seen what it did to my mom. I seen what would happen. You know, I swore I'd never do drugs, and of course, then I started using when I was about 13, 14. Became like the regular skater kid, running around getting in trouble. You know, started smoking cigarettes, drinking beer. And I remember the first time I got drunk, that knot I talked about in my stomach, it just vanished, you know, and I was comfortable and I was really quick off the cuff. Like I could just be really funny. I could be really entertaining. You know, I could just make up just all kinds of stuff and I could always be the center of attention because I never got that attention as a kid. So I craved that, man. I loved it when people looked at me and seen me, you know. So there's really no musicians in my family. There was really, you know, nobody that got into music, but I got into playing drums, and I'm a metalhead at heart. Like I don't even really listen to rap if I'm being honest. I don't even like to be considered a rapper, but I got into metal drums, man. I started playing like Green Day and Blink-182, and then that evolved into Slipknot. Before I know it, I got a double bass pedal, and then before I know it, I'm listening to Carnifex and Black Dahlia Murder, man. I'm getting heavy. And I started playing in bands, and we started playing in shows, and we started opening up for some pretty big acts. I got to play with Divine Heresy, which is Tommy Vext from Bad Wolves, or his own thing now. Got to do a lot of cool stuff, ran around using the whole time. Of course, the drug use escalated, and I started partying like a rock star well before I was even considered anything. And that's when the opioid epidemic broke out. And it was just a wild, wild west with pills. And my mom and dad had gotten back together, and my grandpa died, so my dad decided we're just going to run this multi-million-dollar family and farm into the ground, and that's what we did. So my house became the party house. We had a big house, had like 100 people over there all the time, had all these crazy wild parties. I would go buy pills and charge mom and dad a little bit of a different price, and that's when I learned I could be a drug dealer. So then I started, flipping stuff, and before I know it, man, I'm starting to flip a little bit of everything, and I'm getting into everything. And that's when I discovered Xanax. I had a really bad acid trip that I never came out of, and I still hallucinate to this day. But I freaked out. I ended up dropping out of school in the 7th grade, and then I retreated to my room, and that's where I stayed for a long time until I discovered benzos. And before I know it, a doctor at 16 has me on like 30 milligrams of Adderall, Xanax, 2 milligrams a day, just like real crazy stuff. And that's how I ran for a long time. Did drugs with both my parents. Would prey on families. I would go root through medicine cabinets, trying to find stuff to buy off people. Man, that was my whole life in my early 20s, and that's what I wanted to be. That was my legacy. My big legacy was to throw the raddest parties anybody's ever seen, and go wild doing it. And it ran like that for a long time till I ended up going to prison. I got involved in like music festivals, like let's say Nelson's Ledges in Ohio or Electric Forest, and I became the dude that had the backpack on. And I started dressing like Hunter S. Thompson because remember, I can change skins. So like I'm a metalhead with these kids, I'm a hippie with these guys, I'm Hunter S. Thompson over here. Like I'm anybody but who I am because I don't know myself. So the only thing that I had to do with hip hop and rapping is I would just be the guy who would like take Adderall or do some sort of upper and then freestyle in your face for like 4 hours, and like that was my big thing into hip hop. I never wrote any music. I never sat down and tried to like put anything out, and I only lived for myself, and I only lived to just serve my addiction. And then, excuse me, there's a part where like it's all good and happy. You have those fond memories of when you used to use and things used to be great. And then there's that inevitable switch from where it went from like pills and acid and ketamine, and then it switched to like meth and heroin. And then it got dark, and then people start dying. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, the bright parties we used to have turn into like everybody's out for themselves and everybody's cutthroat all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden there's some intimidating people moving in to sell drugs into our town, and there's just bad stuff happening. There's raids, there's police, there's all kinds of stuff. And yeah, so I ended up going to prison. And when I first got there, I'm this little unaffiliated, white boy up in Michigan. We was up in Detroit, and I'm not ganged up or clicked up with anybody. And I've had a very difficult time when I first got there, bro. I had a brand new prison number, and I always like to tell this story. When I first got there, I get put in my cube because it's big open pole barns, and this big dude comes out and he goes, he's got gutter tattooed on the side of his face. He goes, "Hey man, I'm gonna put it to you like this." He says, "You got till the end of the week to get me and my people $50 a week, or we're gonna stab you." Now, when I was in quarantine, some other old heads put me on game. They're like, "This is going to happen to you. They're going to press you, and when they press you, you got to fight." So I wish I could tell you that I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna throw hands with you. Yeah, let's get it." But that ain't what happened at all, bro. I was surrounded by 3 of them, and I said, "Let me go make a call." So I go and I run up and I make a call right to all these people who I thought were my friends and all these people that I helped put on, and I would front certain people, and I made sure they had money. I made sure they could pay their bills. Nobody answered me. Nobody answered my call. And in fact, they went to my house and they raided and took everything. They stole all my clothes. They took my furniture. They took the rest of the work I had. They robbed me blind and left me for dead. And that's when I found out that the whole thing was fake, man. And that's when I kind of came in contact with my first bit of recovery. And for me, I reached out to God immediately because I was lost. I'm up in Michigan. I'm up in this big bad prison. Thank God I'm a death metal drummer. I tried out for a death metal band there. They let me on, and because I crushed it and knocked the audition out the park, the rest of my bit was super comfortable. I didn't have to put in any work. I didn't have to do no gang stuff. I got out. I was eligible for boot camp. They ran me through a 90-day boot camp program after about a year, and boom, back home to Ohio. And you would think that that was what's going to change me, and that would have scared me enough. But for me, it just I decided I won't do nothing illegal anymore, but I'll get everything from a doctor. And doctors are very easy to manipulate, man. Very easy to tell them what you want. So before I know it, I'm prescribed like 5 different things again, and I'm back again. So like I'm having these real insane consequences, right? Like I just went to prison. I got time over my head, but boom, I went and got prescribed all this stuff, and I'm back to this miserable place. I used to follow people. It was around that time I heard this song by Kalichi. It was called Drug Addiction. It was like this like 10-minute song, man, of him just like going in, dude. And I remember when I heard it, it made me want to write. You know what I mean? Like you hear a piece of like music or media or content and it makes you want to go create something. Like that's the effect that it had on me. And I was like, man, this is awesome. Like this is powerful. I want to do that one day, you know? And I started following his page, and he's like going to this place and going to that place and sharing his message and sharing his story. And my girlfriend at the time, she's like, you could really do that one day. She's like, I really believe that you could do exactly what he does, you know? So I ended up running myself into the ground after that. I didn't have no big aha moment. I kind of put it on the shelf, and I ended up, I was working at this company. I had some good insurance, and they said I could go to Florida for rehab. So I ended up reaching out to somebody, and they sent me down to Florida. And I had pretty much avoided AA like this entire time. Like I wanted nothing to do with it. I thought that everybody that came to these rooms was in a cult. It made me very uncomfortable when these people would all come together and like give each other hugs and like, you know, because in my world, like people don't come up and just say I love you, you know, like they come up to you, but they got something behind their back. You know what I mean? That's what I was used to for 10 years, you know. So when I would sit in these rooms, it was fake to me, but I was so desperate because I had tried everything. You know, I had tried being on Adderall. I had tried going down the kratom route. I tried going down the Suboxone route. Like I just end up abusing everything. Like if I can get high off something, I cannot use it successfully. Like when they talk about you having a disease, you know, I'm not here to argue whether or not there's a disease or not, but I can tell you unequivocally, like if I go out and I use one substance, I'm going to do it obsessively, and I can't stop. I'll end up doing it all the time. That's just me. That's just my experience. And one thing I really want to like, you know, push out there is like, I don't force this on anybody. This is just my experience. And I'm just sharing with people how it was for me. So I go down to Florida and I'm like, look, I am going to completely turn myself over to this program, and I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to find the best sponsor I can find. I'm going to go through the steps, and I'm going to see, you know, what can happen for me and what that can do for me, because I've seen some people, I've seen it do some stuff for some people, but I want to see what it does for me, you know? So I go down there, and I was in a class, and a guy running the class said, I want you to go out and find somebody who has something that you want. When they put their hands up in the meeting and when they say, is anybody willing to sponsor? They put their hands up, and you find somebody that connects with you spiritually, somebody that you feel, somebody that you know what I mean? Like you need to audition these people, find somebody that has something that you want. So I took that to heart, and they take you out to meetings when you're at the detox and the rehab. So I'm going to all these meetings, and I find somebody. The first thing I noticed is when he sat in his chair, the whole meeting, he was calm, he was still, you know. For me, I'm like bouncing my legs, switching positions, like bro, I'm crawling out of my skin. Like I can't sit in this chair, but I want that piece he had. And then the second thing I noticed is when he talked, he spoke out of the book. He picked that book up, man, and he would go to certain pages, like he was quoting it, like he knew about it. I wanted to know stuff about the big book, man. So I had to do the most awkward thing ever. He's a grown man. I'm a grown man. I'm 30 at the time. I had to walk up to him and say, hey, man, can I have your phone number? Will you be my sponsor? You know, it was a very humbling thing, but me doing that relationship changed the trajectory of my life forever. 100%. I literally, I still talk to this guy literally 3 or 4 times a week, you know, and all my big life events, I go to him, man, because he's got almost 7, 8 years, and you know, he's got a lot of experience, and you know, that's what this program gives you, man. It gives you a whole new community of people, you know, of men and women that will change your life if you allow them to. So for me, like what I noticed right on is like I can position myself and put myself around the best of the best that have what I want, you know. So I'm looking for people that are, you know, successful in a marriage. You know, I'm looking for people that are good parents that went through the system of CPS and now they got their kids back living with them, man. I want to know what they did, what it took to do that, you know. So I go put myself around them. I ask them for their numbers and I make friends with them. And it turns out in this program, like as long as you like go up and you're willing to like take some suggestions and humble yourself and ask for a number, they'll give it to you for free and they'll be your friend, you know? So I went through my steps. had all kinds of aha moments and really had this wonderful experience fellowshipping with the meetings and stuff. And I wish that I could say that it was like right there. I was like, yeah, I stayed sober forever, but man, that's not the case. That ain't what happened. 2020 happened, and the COVID broke out, and I thought the world was going to end. So I decided to relapse on my drug of choice, which is kratom, and that took me down a very dark and terrible path, man. Those extract shots really will destroy me. It'll cause me to end my life. In the process of that, I put out a couple hip hop songs, rap songs I wrote, and they went viral on YouTube. So I'm like, they got like 7,000 views. I don't want to say viral, but they got like, for me, it was viral at the time. They got like 100 shares on Facebook and 7,000 views. And I'm like, yeah, this is it. I'm a rapper now. Yeah, I'm about to be Kalichi. I'm about to get that Kalichi love, man. That's what's up, but in reality, it was just me rapping in a van, in a 96 van with half the heater didn't work. You could barely hear the audio, but there was a message in it, man. And I decided then and there, like, I don't want, like, if I get this platform, if I can do this, if I can really bring this up, man, I want to make music that inspires people, man, because we are in a sick generation, bro. Somebody is dying every 11 minutes. That's a real statistic. That's insanity. That is insanity, right? So, like, I have to use, if I could do this, I have to do it for that, because what else could I do? Like, I could rap about drugs. I could rap about smoking weed and catching feelings and being sad. That's really easy to do, but I want to say something, man. I want to impact people the way Kalichi did. I want to impact people the way NF did. NF does it. He don't even cuss in his songs. There's some songs I don't cuss in because NF don't, because I thought that was just classy. I thought that was fire. Like he gets his point across and he don't cuss. It's awesome. I still cuss in some songs, but some I don't. So that's what I wanted to build it off of, man. I wanted to build it off of something real. And then most importantly, too, because I do see a lot of fake actors in that were on the internet. I've seen a lot of fake people that do this. I wanted to be real, man. I wanted to be as real as possible. And I wanted to bring and show that, like, not only do I authentically do this and I really do this, but like I can bring real value. I'm not just getting on there and bullshitting and just saying random stuff that sounds good. Like, I'm saying stuff that I apply in my life that has had a real measurable effect. And that's what essentially I want to bring that energy that you get when you're on fire and you're making meetings every day, that like fire you feel in the rooms and that wisdom all those old timers bring. I want to bring that to my music and my platform. That's my 100% goal. And and I'm as open, as transparent about that as possible, because I have fallen, right? So this is where it gets interesting. I'm gonna hit my water real quick. So, excuse me, putting out music, right? Everything's going great. Getting my little views. I get on TikTok. I hop on TikTok, and this is after the relapse of 2020, and TikTok immediately blows up. So again, more ego, more stuff going to my head for sure. And I end up plugging in with a sponsor who's like anti-internet, anti-social media, and he was like one of the best things for me. So I go through the steps again, and I figure I'm gonna find the most hardcore, old-headed bastard I could find, and I'm gonna go get what he got. And that's what I did. I found a real old head and a real stubborn guy, and he was exactly what I needed. I mean, when I say this man elevated me to a different level of who I am as a father, who I am as a member of my community, my relationship with God, like he taught me all that. And he's actually now a pastor's apprentice, and he just went through all the schools. He's going to run his own church, so he's somebody I look up to immensely, and he has a lot of what I wanted. And I stuck with him for a year, and that's how he taught me to remove my ego with the platform. And now, I used to chase views and I used to chase likes, and now the only thing that I have is, as long as I put out the video and it inspires one single person and the video is a complete success, anything after that is a bonus. So when I detached from that, that's when like some real growth started to happen, because I stopped doing it in anticipation of, will this be liked or not. I started doing it in anticipation of, is this going to inspire somebody, and do I like it? Is it something that I stand behind? So when I switched my whole mindset on that, I experienced some real growth, and got through the steps with him, and got up to like, I'd say like 100,000 followers on TikTok. I didn't have nothing on Facebook yet. I've been posting on Facebook every day, but nothing happened. And for years, by the way, I did that on Facebook. Nothing happened. And I end up deciding I'm going to move out of my city. I'm going to go to a big city. I'm in Bellevue, so I'm going to go to Columbus, and I'm going to take over because my music's so good. Ego gets out of control again. I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna go do all these open mics, and my message is to sweep the nation, and I'm gonna go viral, and everything's gonna go great. So I leave, but the two critical things I took out is I stopped making meetings, and I stopped pursuing my relationship with God, my higher power. And of course, I ended up crashing, and I ended up relapsing. So at this point, I'm helping people get into treatment. I'm working with the treatment center. I have a recovery platform. I'm making recovery content, and I built all this up, and I'm relapsed, and I'm still putting out videos, and I'm pretending that I'm sober. Relapsed on kratom, by the way. And some people, some advocates will argue that kratom's not a relapse, and all I got to say is, kratom is one of the most addictive substances I've ever dealt with. For me, 3 extract shots a day are akin to a regular opiate habit and will put you through some of the nastiest withdrawals of your life. The stuff stays in your system for weeks. It is, for me, it's the absolute devil. So, got this platform, putting out these videos, thinking I'm the shit. And after I'd relapsed, man, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror anymore. And I started to develop this plan of, I'm going to just go and get some Fetty off some dude at the gas station, buy a 50 piece, and I'm going to go drive out in the woods and I'm going to take my life. I'm working as a server at Texas Roadhouse full time. I'm doing like 40, 60 hours a week. I'm not making any meetings. I'm not doing anything for my recovery. But I think that because I'm helping people get into rehab and I'm helping people find recovery resources and I'm helping people online, I think that counts. And it doesn't. That's not how it works for me, for my recovery. I have to actively put in work to be a better person every day. And I do that by making meetings, holding myself accountable, surrounding myself with other men that are doing the same thing, surrounding myself with other men that are trying to be better every day. Like, I have to do that. And if I don't, I crash. And I've tried to do this without the program, as you can see now, 3 4 times. Like, I was resistant to that. I didn't like the idea that I have to make meetings for the rest of my life. It used to be I have to make meetings. Today I get to make meetings. It's a privilege to do what I do because of the wisdom and the guidance that's there for free, man. Normal people don't get this type of like leveling up free of charge, dude. There's people spending 70 grand a year on a therapist to go get advice that I get from a random 70-year-old man at a meeting on a Saturday night. So it was either I take my life or I come out and I tell my people that I relapsed. That was where I was at. So I ended up calling that first sponsor, laid everything out to him, man, and he completely had my back, 110%. Said, listen, man, it happens. I want you to tell everybody, and I want you to go to rehab, and I want you to stay there for 90 days. So I ended up moving from my place in Columbus. I put out a song. I generically called it I Relapsed. I couldn't think of a clever name for it, but put it out, made a post, told everybody what I did, and I had a buddy of mine who was at a treatment center who had also relapsed too, who had about the same amount of time as me. He was at a treatment center in Toledo, and this treatment center was like a Medicaid facility. It was pretty wild. It wasn't the greatest place, but I was directed to go there and humble myself and stay for 90 days. So that's what I did, man. I burned all the bridges in Columbus. I packed up my car and I drove to the detox, and I went there and I went through the detox, which was nasty. They didn't even want to take me at first because here's the thing: is like not a lot of places know about kratom, and a lot of places don't even have protocol to like treat kratom. So it was like I had to really fight to like be there because I was always in my system. So a PSA, man, that stuff makes you very, very, very sick. And maybe there's some people who don't, but like for an addict who has a neural pathway to like addiction withdrawal, it's gonna make you super sick. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. So go through detox and I transfer over to this sober living house, man. And this sober living house, like in the hood, man. And like there's an ambulance coming there picking somebody up like 2 or 3 times a week from overdosing there, because it's like you're out in the world. You just have to go to this class every day, man. But I sat down and I truly humbled myself, and I decided I was going to just throw myself right back into meetings every single day, getting another sponsor, going through the steps again, you know. And it could be argued, well, if the steps are so good and they've done all this for you, how come you relapsed so many times? It's not the steps that didn't work. It was me that stopped working the steps. Because here's the thing: you don't just get through the steps and you're done. They are a tool that you apply to your life forever. The first 3 steps I apply multiple times a day, today, all the time, every single day. The only steps you really only do once is the 4th and 5th step. The other steps, maybe 9, 10, but other than 8 and 9, but other than that, you're applying those to your life forever. And they are immensely helpful to a sick person like myself. So I humble myself back down and sit there and I do what I'm told, man. And I don't want to be there, man. I want to leave after like 2, 4, 6 weeks, man. I'm tired of it. Rehab is the same shit every single day. I'm just recycling the same stuff. But I was challenged to sit for 90 days. So I sat for 90 days and I pushed through. And in the meantime, I started posting on Facebook, just sharing the stuff again. And all of a sudden, like my music starts to go insanely viral on Facebook and it explodes overnight. And then before I know it, I got this whole platform under me of people, just on Facebook now. And that's something I've always dreamed of having, is having that, because it's like, it's cool if you got a TikTok following, man. But like, have you seen some of the people who have a TikTok following? It's like, I feel like anybody can get a TikTok following, and it's not as personable as it is if you a Facebook following, So I can really interact a lot more with people, and it's just something I've always wanted, was through Facebook, man. And it finally happened. So here it is. All my dreams are here. Wow, I'm a big Facebook guy now. Holy crap. Did you see how many likes I got? And then that's when I learned too, but this time I remember that's not going to keep me sober. The likes, the shares, the song going viral, that song, it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, that can be taken away in a blink of an eye. The content that I share, I just got I got a strike yesterday. So, you know, I'm making sure that I'm not investing into this and making this my God. For me, like, what's important to me, like what's really important to me, is who I am in my community, who I am showing up for in my community, and how can they rely on me? How can I be relied on for my family? What kind of man am I to my, you know, the woman that I'm with, or a father to my daughter? Those things are what's important. All this other stuff's cool, but it's secondary, So it's important that I get the message out, and it's important that I share this stuff. But at the end of the day, if I lost it, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I mean, I'm sure you're aware it is very difficult to run something like this and then also work in the other facets of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not an easy thing to do. And a lot of people think that it's sweet and that we're making all this money. Like, I've had videos do millions of views, and I've gotten hundreds, like tens of thousands of and I've gotten like $150 monthly check from Facebook. Like, I promise, like, it probably used to be at some point they made it so you can make a lot of money. And I've had like a good month. Like, I had like a $600 month one time. But like, I promise they will do whatever they've made it so it's so oversaturated now that like a lot of people aren't getting money like that. So when you see people on there getting all these likes and shares and follows, we ain't getting the money that you think we're getting. I can tell you that right now. But at the end of the day, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because I feel like I have to. I really do. I really do, because like, who else is talking about these things? If you look at all mainstream music right now, and you look at like a lot of like really big accounts, and you look at like what really is in the mainstream right now, who's talking about it for real? Nobody. And what they're really pushing is like, if you listen to, show me the 5 biggest hip hop songs in the world right now, and I will show you 5 songs that are about degrading women. They're pushing gun violence. They're pushing gang violence. They're pushing depression. They're pushing taking pills. They're pushing drugs. And those songs can go viral on this app and be fine. Okay. But like, when you have a message, you will be under attack. So like, me choosing to talk about this stuff and me choosing to make music about this stuff, I'm choosing to be under attack, and it sucks sometimes, man. It gets very, very hectic. Like I said, I had a song. It's called "Crime Family." In the song, I talk about doctors overprescribing ADHD medication. That it did 1 million views in 2 days, and it was like blowing up. And there was parents in my comments having conversations, about thinking twice about just feeding their kids a bunch of pills and maybe trying a holistic method and stuff like that. That video got taken down, and I got a strike added to my page. I have another song that I called Agenda 2030 that we will not get into, but talks about some things that are very apparently coming. If I put that on TikTok, they'll take it down in 2 seconds. So uh, it is what it is. I'm going to still talk about what I talk about. I'm going to stand on, I'm going to stand on the opinions and the things that I share, because I see that, and it's important to me to keep this real. And it's important to me to show you guys too. It's like, I'm not perfect. I mess up, man. Like, I am not some recovery guru. I'm just sharing with you guys stuff that I've figured out over time, that I've had to fail and mess my life up, and screw up and relapse with the recovery platform, and then try again. But I do want to share, like, as a takeaway message, that if you're in a place like me, if you're an addict like I am, and you're looking for some real discernible change, if you throw yourself into this, if you throw yourself into the 12 steps, be it AA, NA, Dharma, recovery, whatever, doesn't matter. And if you pick a God that you believe in, it's not spiritual, it's not a religious program, it's spiritual. So your God could be different from my God. Pick a higher power, something you believe in, right? And if you go all in with that, and you make that number one priority, the ripple effects it will have on your life will be unimaginable, unmeasurable. For me to even sit here and just be in my own apartment, yeah, it's a little 2-bedroom apartment, bro, but I've never had anything like this in my entire life. I'm 34 years old. I didn't have a license or a vehicle or a car until I was 29, because I lost my license at 19. So I couldn't even pay a phone bill. And it talks about getting restored to a level of sanity to where just like you can just figure stuff out. And I'm telling you, that's true. Not only can I figure stuff out, man, it's just like I've gotten that and then some. And my mind being what it is now, I just feel like nothing's impossible. I feel like the sky is the literal limit, and it's not because I have a lot of likes on Facebook, man. It's because I put in the work on this, and if I can put in the work and I can have such effects like this, so can you. Anybody can. Anybody can. That would
Yo,
be that.
I'm grateful that you tried and tried and tried again. I think everybody has a story that's in recovery, that has a story of trying and trying and trying and trying again. Somebody commented that I'm a chronic relapser. Well, so am I. Okay. So am I. It took me multiple times to figure it out. I tried this way, that way, this way, that way. I tried to like, oh, I can't do that drug, but because I could do this one though. But everything I touched always had the same results, and
Right.
that's the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on here and sharing, Matt. I got some takeaways from it. I want to talk about a few of those
Yeah.
throughout your story. For one thing, Kratom, I was just in Tallahassee a couple weeks ago in Florida, because I'm in Florida. And we were in Tallahassee in the capital talking about bills that are coming out. Like, who the hell? And then sometimes I'm like, that imposter syndrome kicks in a little
Yeah.
bit. It's like, what the hell am I
Yeah.
doing here?
Right.
Anything's possible in recovery, man. If you
That's right.
once you stick it out and just do it, and you just, I'm going to say this real quick, but you said the sky's the limit. I had a post that said the sky is not the limit. Your belief system is.
Oof. There it
And
is.
bro, that right there is like the game changer. We got to change our belief system. What's the truth? Replace the lie with truth and move forward. Anything's possible as long as we do that right there.
Absolutely.
So back to the Kratom thing. We went up there to put a bill in to restrict because people are taking it thinking it's safe, People like the lesser, especially addicts, man. Like, oh, it's a softer, gentler way. But there's no regulations on this stuff, and you firsthand, you said it's like poison, right?
Yes, absolutely. And there's a whole community across TikTok and Facebook that promotes this, and they promote it for people. And it's a very double-edged sword, because at the same time it's like, okay, well, we're keeping people from doing illicit drugs like fentanyl, and we're keeping people from getting out of the mouth of big pharma, right? But it's also has its own hicks and is very addictive in itself. However, there are some people who don't experience withdrawal, like normal people, like people that have never had an opiate addiction or never experienced addiction. Their withdrawal will be about as bad as a cup of coffee. But for somebody like me, full blown opiate withdrawals, like I've been blowing down 30s 5 a day for a year type withdrawals.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And they're selling this extract now. It used to just come in a tea, a powder, which that I don't have an issue with. It's these extract, these 50 or 100 time extracts that are 20, 30 a shot that people are taking 2 or 3 a day. A new place just opened up in my city. They're literally popping up everywhere, and they just start pushing the stuff because people are so addicted. They'll come there every single day and buy it. So they're making all this money off people's addiction. So I'm glad you introduced that, and I hope that it's able to be passed.
Me too. I know a few people that are going through some serious stuff that from the kratom, and they again, you go into it thinking it's a gentle, softer way, and this is at least I'm not doing this, that, and the other thing,
Right.
But I feel like there's always a cause and effect. You know what I mean? Like there's always some kind of consequence to certain things. That's why they need to make sure this stuff is mandated with labels and make sure that people can't get their hands on it so easily anymore. And then, but it's funny. It's like they come out with stuff, and then they ban that, and they come out with a new something.
Right.
It's,
Yep. Absolutely.
it's just crazy. You were talking about the parties as we were young, right? It was great. It was fun. We have these parties. Everybody's your friend, and next thing you know, you get addicted to drugs, it's not fun anymore. And everybody turns into people you don't even recognize anymore.
Right.
And it's just that way, you talked about going into prison and how everybody just raided your house and stole your stuff. And like, you weren't friends anymore. You couldn't give a damn honey bun from people,
Right.
and that's the truth of it. What is your what is your friends like today? Like, what is your life like compared to what it was like before, and how has it changed your views?
Oh man, dramatically. A lot of them, there's nobody. I don't have anybody from my past, and my entire friend circle is all brand new. People that I've met in the program or people that I've met through church. You know, they're all still doing dirt. A lot of them are still doing some real dirty stuff. You know, and it's just changed so drastically, and how they are now and who they are now. Like how you said you don't even know them. I couldn't believe it, man, because a lot of us were really anti-fentanyl. Like I was anti-fentanyl for the longest time. I would not mess with it or touch it because it killed people, you know. And now those same people that were anti for a while, man, they sell it exclusively. You know, I know one of them will sell it to sells it to pregnant women. You know,
Oof.
and it's sick that these are people that I used to love. I love these people, and it breaks my heart. You know, and it's you can argue that it's addiction and that it's not them, but at the end of the day, man, they're people I don't want to be around. I want nothing to do with. You know, I don't care what the excuse is. You know,
Yeah,
that's me.
there's a line you don't cross, and it's like it's a and that's one of them right there. You know,
Yes. Yep.
um, and how many people how many people in your addiction have come through the doors though? Do you have a
Um,
lot?
what do you mean? Like
Like
people that I
found
ran with?
recovery? Yeah, you ran with.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. In my hometown, there's a wonderful recovery movement here in Bellevue, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and a lot of people that I ran with have done very well for themselves and are very productive members of the community, and they're huge in the recovery community. You know, it's almost like a lot of the cool thing to do, you know, is to be clean and sober now. You know,
Hmm.
nobody that I was direct friends with, just kind of people I knew in passing. You know what I mean? Like the homies, all my homies are dead, in jail, or they're still running. You know, but I got a lot of new homies now, man. A lot
Yeah,
of new homies.
yeah, and it's definitely a different vibe of homies, right?
Oh,
Uh,
for sure, for sure. They yeah, just call me and check up on me just cause type
just for the
stuff.
hell of it.
I need help. I can call. Hey, I need help moving a couch. Where you at? Be there in 10. You know.
Without no stipulations to that cause,
Yep,
right? And to
that's
that
right.
friendship. Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
real stuff. That's the real stuff.
Yep. Yes,
You
sir.
know, do you feel like your recovery path has brought out the creativity in you? Like, do you feel
Oh,
like the addiction totally stumped your creativity to where now you're like the shit just comes natural, and like I guess doubt and your path was blossomed because of that, you know, and
100%. I used to think that I had to be high to perform. I had to be on opiates and benzos to, you know, play drums and get on a stage, or I had to be high to write a song, or I had to be high to freestyle. No, I have to be sober to create. And when I create the best, I've created the absolute best content that I've ever made in my entire life. Like stuff that resonates with people all over the world. You know, I go out for walks every day and I'll shoot 10 videos. You know, you see me do those videos where I talk about stuff, you know, I like to put one or two of those up a day. I'll shoot 10 of those in a walk, dude, you know, and just I used to doubt this and I used to think, man, this ain't gonna happen. This is crazy. Why am I posting? I'm 33, 34 years old. I'm trying to be a rapper, bro. That ain't gonna happen. But now there's absolutely no doubt, dude. I pushed through that and I know 100%. Like I just feel like the message is gonna go so much farther than just recovery and just a recovery platform. I feel like I have something for the world, and I believe that if I stay consistent, there's absolutely no reason why I can't make that a reality.
you're damn right, and I believe that. I believe that too. Your message is definitely going to get out there, and you put your heart and soul into something, man. And like you said, man, as long as you know, you brought up a good point as far as like the view thing, right? Because we all addicted to the views and the likes and
Yep,
all this, and that's the social impact these days, and it's all smoke and mirrors, right?
yep.
If you really, if you know social media and all that, it's really just smoke and mirrors. But you know, there's a rapper also on YouTube. His name is Lucidius, I think it is. Do you know who that
Mm-hmm.
is? Okay.
Uh-uh. Love
He
the
don't?
name.
Okay.
Hmm.
He has a song called Hope. Okay. Listen to it. Okay. He's really good. He made a point in this and it stuck with me. He's like, what is a point of views if I'm a slave to it?
Oof.
Right?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, and it just every time I bring that up a lot
Love
because
that.
It's so true. Like we in the social media world, you know, in the new technology, internet, TikTok, this, that, and we're always just not in the creativity part, but more in the attention part. And if we can tap into the creativity part, I feel like that's where the passion comes from. That's where the purpose comes from. And that's where, like, it doesn't matter about those views. You're creating for yourself and you're documenting. And that's the point. And
100%.
And that's where, like, if you could tap into that, you're ahead of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And literally anybody can, man. You know, this is,
Mhm.
like I said, anybody can do this. Anybody. Just with a strong belief system and the work ethic to do so. And then you bring a good value, you know, and that's, even if it flops, you know, even if the video I put out doesn't do good. Like I shared a video that got like 200 views on YouTube. I don't care, man. That's 200. That's a lot of people, bro. That's 200 people that have that on their personal page, you know, fire.
Mhm.
It's good for me.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm guilty
Yeah.
of
Oh, yeah. I'm guilty
that
too.
crap.
I'm
Yep.
guilty too. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. Comes
Yeah.
with the territory.
It really does, you know? So that video, you said you made a video about the relapse, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel like it was received by your fan base? Or how do you feel like they took it, and what's the support you got from it?
Monumental support. Everybody was so understanding and so cool. Like, I don't think I got a single hateful comment, you know, because obviously we checked, and everybody was just so cool. Like, they were understanding. There was so much more understand. I thought it was over, bro. Thought I was gonna have to delete the account and walk away from social media forever. Like, that's where my head was at. I was like, it's done, you know. Like, ain't nobody ever gonna believe a word I say ever again, you know. And nah, man, everybody's been super cool. And actually, another big personality just had the same issue that
Yep.
she just
I
came
know.
out with, you know. So it's like, it happens, you know. It's like, we as recovery personalities are not, you know, invincible. You know, we're still human beings, and you know, if we're not doing the right things and putting our recovery first, it don't matter what. If I was making, even if I was making six figures a year from this, and the high end, I could still relapse and lose this entire thing. Does
Yep.
not matter what I get from this. The recovery and it got to be your understanding have to come first.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly like you said. It doesn't matter what kind of money you make. I think it even makes it even worse, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, yeah,
it doesn't matter. Like, you can't hold that stuff up against the thoughts and the feelings that come in through your brain and in your life. You know, the struggles. You know,
right,
we're human. You know, it doesn't protect
absolutely,
us from any of that. Doesn't matter how much. I think we're more at risk. We're more at risk and vulnerable to the situation. Because we're out there, and fuck, man, like, the best thing we could do is snitch on ourselves, and most of the time it ain't even close to what we
right,
think is gonna happen.
absolutely, man, absolutely. And I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful for my people, and I'm grateful that we have the community that we do, man. It's awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm gonna read some of these comments, man. We got the chat going on over here, and before we jump off, make sure you stay on after we sign off, because I have to upload the video. I have to save it, so just want to let you know
Awesome.
that. Forgot to say that
Yep.
in the beginning. Let's see, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? All the way up here. I've seen a few comments with let's see. I think it's Kathleen
Oh, what's up, Kat?
right here.
Yeah, I know.
Saved my life almost 7 months ago. Clean. That's what's up. Oh,
Absolutely. That's
we're
one of
gonna,
the that's the like I said, I talk to her all the time, you know. She's
yeah,
doing wonderful, and she was brave enough to put in the work, man, and that's what you'll get.
yeah.
It'll change your life.
And we're gonna talk about one more thing before I'm gonna read some of these few of these comments, and then we're gonna talk about one more thing. Uh, we,
Absolutely.
we got Landon with 90 days clean. Congratulations.
Hey, congrats, bro. That's a big one, man. Them 90 days, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's the nail biters, bro.
Absolutely. Buckle up, buddy.
Exactly. You're in for a
Yeah,
ride. Best ride of your
yes,
life.
sir.
Um,
Absolutely.
and Ruby, I seen your message. Message the Hope Shot chat, and I'll give you the link to sign up. Let's see. We got Benjamin. Yes, this link
Hey, what's up, Ben?
is the definition of real music and recovery. Yo, between him and Ben, fire. Both those dudes,
Yeah.
it's the real
Oh
deal.
man. Oh, dude, Ben's work ethic, man. He pushes me every day, bro. I'll be watching Ben, man, and he just keeps it coming, you know. And his message is so clean. I love it. I do, man.
Yeah.
Fire music. It would be pretty cool if me and him came together on a song one day, huh?
Dude.
Yeah.
No, that has to happen. What do you mean? That's going to happen. I'm speaking into
Oh yeah,
existence right
yeah.
now.
Oh,
This is happening.
absolutely. You absolutely, bro. Love it.
He has a way with words. He's
Yes.
intellectual. His intellect is really on point. You could just hear it. His passion. He just, yeah, man. Just I love it. I love both y'all's music.
Yes, sir.
We got sober now. Amen, Matt. If we can reach just one beautiful share tonight, grateful for you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We got Josh that says Kratom is very addictive.
There's another one, man. Josh is awesome, dude. Josh is blowing up, dude. I love it. Love the good work ethic, man. Got a great message. You know Josh? You seen Josh? Oh, dude, you gotta have Josh on next.
All right, well, I need to check him out.
Josh is blown up overnight, man. He's got a solid message.
I'm gonna check him out. Josh, I'm gonna check you out, bro.
Oh yeah, hit him up, man.
Oh, well, we got Tiffany. Those that have walked the path before us, that's my wife, by the way, are willing to talk to us while we walk it, are of the biggest value. The wisdom and grace given changes our lives. Thank you for sharing and being here, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tiffany. That was beautifully said.
I got cunning, baffling. Where's she at? Dang it. Somewhere in there. Can't find her. We got Shannon says, such a powerful message. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Shannon.
We got Nikki says, hey, Nikki, how are you? We got, she says, hi, Hope Shot and Matt.
Hello. That's so cool. I'm on Hope Shot, man. This is very surreal. Just so y'all know.
I appreciate, man. I got Matt on friggin' Hope Shot. So
yeah, awesome. Stoked.
Nancy says, thank you for this. We've been through this path with our son who just went to prison. He knows the blue book front and back. He's a phenomenal person, a musician, beautiful voice, pianist, and guitarist. When he gets his tablet, I'm having him listen to this. Awesome. Please do. Definitely.
Yep. And hang tight, bro. It'll be done before you know it, you know. And once he catches this, addicts really are. Once you get past everything, man, some very talented individuals, you know. Really.
That's a fact, man. It's a fact. We have lost dreams awaken is so much more than that. Just that one phrase. It literally is tapping into your potential. You know, things that we didn't think we even could fathom or even have, like creativity. We have dulled it by the drugs and alcohol. And once we let it out and unravel all that crap that we've tried to put on ourselves through the mask of what the world needs us to be, we get down to our true form. And then we can actually be who we were meant to be.
Right.
We got Chris says, over 5 years clean from opiates, never been to a detox or any program, but love seeing anyone's journey on recovery. We are all different, but we are all the same. Much love, everyone. Stay strong.
Let's go. Multiple pathways to recovery. We love it.
Yes.
I wish I could have did it that way.
Yeah.
Some people can just stop, man. Some people can just be like, oh yeah, I'm over this. And just, they can just go on and live a normal life. You know?
Yeah. I don't know what that's like.
I can't. But... yeah, I have no idea what that's like.
No, I like the harder way, you know? And
yeah. Yep. Absolutely. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Thank you so much for sharing. This is so inspiring. I am really learning and trying to recover out loud. And I really appreciate this. 9/15/22. Congratulations to you.
Yes.
Yeah, recover out loud too. Celebrated. What you got? We're coming up on a year and a half, 18 months, but you just celebrated a year and so long ago. We got Helen. Good to see you, Helen. She says, Matt, so glad you made it through your relapsing to be here today and share your story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Helen. By the grace of God, I should be dead.
Mm-hmm. We got Donna says, we really do have a great community around the Clyde, Bellevue, and Sandusky area. Everyone helps each other anytime.
Shout out to Donna. We love Donna. Donna is a moderator in the Battling Addiction group that we put together, and she is a wonderful help. And she was one of the first recovery personalities that I came into when I came into the rooms back in 2016. Donna was around back then, and Donna's still sober to this day. Thanks, Donna. Love it.
Mama Donna.
Mama Donna.
We have a few of those.
Yep.
Let me go down. We got Wendy has 9.6 years, alcohol free, big
Woo!
book thumper, Jesus following lady here. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Love that.
We got Amber, 47 days today, and everything you said gives me so much hope. Thank you.
Let's go, Amber. There's lots of reason to have hope. Your life can get so amazing. I remember where I was at 47 days. I'm about at a year again. Stick around. Wait for the miracle to happen. I promise it will.
That's right. Amanda says, you are an inspiration. I have 10 years sober, and you amaze me daily.
Wow. Thanks, Amanda. I appreciate that.
Rudolph, why didn't we take these songwriters to Nashville? Tootsie specializes in helping struggling artists. Novel thought, I think.
Ah.
That's
I could get, huh?
Go ahead.
I said I can get a little Nashville twang for you if you need me to now.
Oh snap! Get some shit kickers on.
Yes, sir.
We got Dear Recovery. What's up, Adriana? He says, "Hey Jay, hey Matt. 11/20/17. Supporting multiple pathways to recovery is where it's at. We're all just trying to live better lives. That's it.
We love Dear Recovery. Do you know that page?
Of course.
Oh
man, I don't have the shirt on. I
know her shirts are fire, dude.
Listen,
I got to get one.
You have to. I stand for recovery.
I don't know why I don't have one yet. Yes.
I've been wearing it. I went to Nashville with it on, and I got complimented twice for it for the time I had it on. So there's that,
Nice.
I don't get complimented that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So be prepared. Be prepared.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I got to show you. Wait. I got to show you my sweater. Hold on. Let me see. This thing is going to go. Yes, I have an AI freaking thing.
I was just gonna say, did that follow you?
It did follow me. I'm a little bougie.
Let's go.
I bought this shirt this sweater in Nashville.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's the Dole logo, correct?
Yes,
but it says,
it says dope.
That's sick, bro. That's sick.
I have to buy it.
That's dope, bro.
Thanks. Oh, wait. Oh, no. We got Sheila has 90 days tomorrow.
Let's go. That's when it gets good.
Yes. And we got
Head starts clearing up. Head starts coming back. Good times.
That's right. You can start getting a little bit of color back in you, Yep. We got Kevin. He has 6/6/17 from methadone is to nothing. Stay alive. Figure it out. Methadone is
that ain't no joke, buddy. That's one of the worst ones. That's one of the worst ones.
We got Matt says that's awesome. I love hearing people's clean dates and inspirations. I have 9 months today. Woohoo! That's what's up.
Hey, let's go.
Only by the God's grace and the desire to live for what life is worth.
Perfectly said.
We got Donnie's 4/20/22.
That is the best clean date I've ever seen in my life.
We got Amy Lee says, do you feel now that you sit and can actually feel your true feelings, it's easier to write?
Yep, absolutely, man. I've never felt so connected with myself. I've not, when I write is honest. It's me, it's not an illusion. I'm not creating this false high, releasing all these endorphins from a substance. You know what I mean? Like it's me. It's 100% me. And I could just connect to that spark so much easier,
Mm-hmm. Yep,
I need some good hot tea. I need to have exercised a little bit and you know what I mean? I need to have moved around and have a good cup of coffee. Those two things, I can write some good stuff. That's how I wrote some of my best songs.
That's awesome. Yeah. We have Haley is just under a week. Oof. Yes, that is.
Let's go, Haley.
Yes. Just keep going.
She's putting in big work. Haley is going through a lot. Haley, I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad you're with us and you're sticking it out. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. It's going to get good. I promise.
It's going to be it's a hell of a ride and worth it all day long.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We got Nikki is 2/22/21. A bunch of twos. I love twos. My wedding date is 2/2/2020. So forward and backwards.
I just saved a screenshot. I had 222 likes and 22 comments. 2222 is a huge number for me. So to see that on this podcast, that's awesome. What a wonderful sober date you have. That's great.
And we have Tanya has says 10-5-21. Great words tonight, guys. Thank you.
Hey, thanks,
Hey,
Tanya.
so real quick before we close up,
Let's go.
okay, let's
Yes,
talk.
sir.
Let's talk.
Let's talk. Yeah, I'd love to.
Um, Matt, he puts on his page to help people, and there's a lot of recovery people that put it out there, and a lot of people have some misconceptions behind putting I have if you need looking for help. I don't know exactly how it goes, but we have treatment centers all over the country. And I wanted to address it because I think there's a lot of misconceptions to that, and what people see versus what reality is. And how Matt and I feel like it's, when you talk to people, you could tell if they're phony or not, right? You could feel
100%.
it. And
100%.
I just having the open dialogue with Matt was great. And I feel like we should talk about this real quick. So Matt, what's the reasoning behind that, and how do you feel with the other creators? And you said it, some of them do put a bad name at, just like anything else we do in this world. It could be a good thing, and then there's always somebody that's going to exploit it, right? So
Absolutely.
let's talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll see at the bottom of all my posts that I put out, everybody can read. It says, reach out to me if you're struggling. I have access to treatment resources across the country and can help anybody that's willing to do so. And I really stand by that. I work for a treatment center out of Florida. You could consider my position marketing. I really don't consider it that. I like to help people in any way that I can. Certainly not getting rich off this. I work another job. You know what I mean? I have to, that's how I make ends meet. And I didn't get in this for money. I didn't get in this for that. I got in this because I would like to do what I love, which is helping people and inspiring people through music and through social media, and be able to take care of my family. So when I say that I stand behind this, regardless of what it is, what insurance people have or don't have, I'll help anybody. And I challenge anybody to message me at any time. And when I'm able to get back, because I'm not always the quickest responder, um, I will help anybody that wants that help. And when I say treatment resources across the country, there's multiple websites that I use that whatever city you're in, let's say you don't have any insurance, right? Whatever city you're in, I can find that the resources in that city by using the website, plugging in the city, the state, and then we start making phone calls and going down places of where places offer, some would like sign you up and backdate the Medicaid. Some have free, they'll just take you like a teen challenge sort of situation, you know, um, whatever the case is, I'll help anybody that will put in the work to, want to be helped. Just like the people that commented down there, those are people that put in the work to get help. I can't just magically snap my fingers and somebody be, helped and saved overnight. Like, you have to put in some work. You got to make some phone calls because you got to jump through some hoops yourself. That's what it looks like. And yeah, the whole reason too. One of my main goals and missions in this is, when I got into this, is there are bad actors in this, and there are people who are phony, and you guys watching, who they are. You can see it. A lot of people can see it, and a lot of people can see who's driven by the bad stuff, man. And I don't want to be that person. I want to bring real, authentic vibes to this, man, and I want to back up what I say. And I'll totally be open and honest about this anytime, man. If anybody has any questions about this, I'd love to answer, bro. So I'm glad you answered this question, because I don't think people talk about this, and I'm not afraid to talk about it, because it's something that I want to do. If I could pull somebody out of that place, put them into a facility that changes their entire life. And then on top of that too, like, I'm not the type of person that just has somebody go to rehab and we don't ever talk again. I'm the type of, once you go to treatment, you get out, that's when the battle starts. Rehab's the easy part. Once you get out, you
Mm-hmm.
have to stay sober. You have to work a program. I can teach you how to do that. And it's not that I'm privileged to special information. It's just anybody in recovery could teach you how to do this. You download the meeting guide app, you find meetings in your area, you go there, like with somebody that's in an entirely different state. I taught them how to do this, and now they have a sponsor, and they just went through the doctor's opinion. That that right there, that's what I'm trying to put out, man. And I get excited about it when something like that happens. We pull somebody out the jaws and they get to live. It's the best feeling in the world. I've worked at factories, I've been a server, I've did construction. I've done all kinds of stuff, man. That's not a rewarding thing to do, man, but to save somebody's life, bro, it's crazy. It's a wonderful thing to be a part of. And then to also be able to create content in a world that, favors degradation and create good stuff and inspires people. I'm happy with that. And I go to bed feeling good about myself every night.
Awesome. Well, thanks for addressing that, and it is true, man. The safety net of the treatment, whatever it looks like, no matter how long it is, once you're out of that bubble, that's when the real work starts happening because life is still out there. You just don't have your solution anymore to help you cope with it. So,
And you're much more likely to die from a relapse,
is-
so it's so important that you work with some type of program.
exactly. Well, thank you for being real, being honest, and
There we
letting
go.
me ask the hard conversations because that's what this is about, right?
I'm happy we did, man. And I hope to do more videos about this sooner, man. I hope to have talk more about this and go in depth with it some more, man, because like I said, I don't see nobody doing it, and I would happily talk about it.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, Matt, thank you so much for coming on tonight and sharing your story and your truth and keep making that music. And I would love to get you down here someday. And like, my big picture is like Recovery Fest and doing like music. And because we have so much alcohol induced events and alcohol induced everything, we don't have enough stuff to do, even for regular people, man, not just in recovery. I'm talking about regular people that just choose not to drink, that didn't throw their life away. We have those people too. And I know a bunch of them out there, that just want something to do where it ain't such a drunken fest. And to have some music and some good stuff, even in recovery or out of recovery, it doesn't matter. I feel like I would love to do that one day, one day.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I know some amazing promoters that could make that happen.
Yeah.
Actually, I know a guy in Nashville that like runs those and does them all over the country, man. He's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Matt. And thank you guys for being here tonight, commenting, sharing. And if you haven't shared it yet, make sure you share this video and go follow Matt on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. I think
All the
Facebook is
stuffs.
his favorite.
Yep, that's my favorite. That's right.
That's right. Make sure you guys go follow him, man. Check out his music. And then we'll see you guys next Sunday and get the boys back on and talk some recovery topics. And then we'll see you next week. Until then, have a great week. Peace.
Bye.